America. We're going to talk about the stock market. We're going to talk about real estate. And of course, there are very many other emerging things. Is there a future for stocks? Is there a future for real estate? Or will we be sharing a cubicle 4x4 in future? Joyous James, so that is an adjective that describes me. And what adjective basically describes you?
I am tenacious.
Keen.
I'm free.
Compassionate.
A listener.
I'm a go-getter.
Innocent.
Sagacious.
Open-minded.
Ecstatic.
I'm a builder.
Curious.
Speedy.
I'm analytical.
Tactical.
Radiant.
Inquisitive.
Persevering.
Very observant.
Ambitious.
You want to succeed, you might be successful, but you keep looking for information, people who can share something that can be able to help you. The question about real estate, and that's why I'm in that field. I keep asking myself, how will Kenya be in the next, let's work with 20 years? For me, I believe the way to proceed and go forward and succeed is working in the long term. You can't work with 1 year, 2 years. Let's work with a long time. And for me, I usually advise more than 5 years and above. Real estate is very important. It is not just in Kenya. People must live somewhere. Anything that we do is sit on land. Whether you do a hospital, whether you do a stadium, it is sit on land. In Kenya and in Africa, because we are not so developed, people will continue constructing homes. And that's where I come in. Maybe if you take a small sample and ask, do you have your own home? If you do ask that question in some forums, it is 1 out of 10 if you are lucky. But the 9 people will tell you, I'm working so hard to give shelter to my family. And one of the due diligence you need to do, which I keep saying, if you're investing with an established organization like ours, it is very important to do several things. One of the things is to check the history of this organization and check the history of completed projects. Actually, even in housing is the same. You just need to know whether somebody has been delivering on projects. And sio kuona kwa social media, because we market a lot. You need to do that due diligence, do a search, visit projects. We keep telling people in our company, come for site visits. It is free of charge. Hata kama haununui, kuja ujione, because you have to see the physical property that you are selling. It's a minimum of 25% per annum if you do selected real estate in land. And one of those areas where we have done a lot is Ngong. We also have Kagudo Road and Magadi Road at the point, because we know things will change there. Then I also realize people are not concerned with documentation. You keep, actually even today, we have title deeds in the office. Tunakuambia sasa tutakuletea. You look for these customers physically. Mtu bado anakaa tu na, I'm so busy. By the way, that is dangerous, because somebody who is not good can take advantage of you so easily. Ensure you sign the right documents to the end, because if something happens, that is your only defense, or you lose all your money. You have to keep analyzing, and that's where they come in and educating yourself, so that next year you may not go to Ngong if you are looking for a plot. You go to another area that has other factors. The government can wake up today and say, we are doing a project in Kagudo Road to a tune of this much, and it is going to change the place. And of course, finally, you keep repeating. As years goes by, your portfolio becomes bigger, your financial life keep changing. And someone called Roy Bennett said, dreams don't work unless you take action.
And we must all work together to ensure that we achieve the level of investor education. If we don't, then foreigners will come and buy everything and will leave us broke, isn't it? Already we know that the Nairobi Stock Exchange is 70% foreign. What are these foreigners seeing that we are not seeing? In 2002, when we are almost at the same place where we are today, everybody doubted themselves in the stock market. When do I buy and when do I sell? So you look for an economy that's slow, with low private sector growth, private sector driven growth, very high interest rates, perhaps signals to you, maybe significantly high, rising interest rate signals, a sell position, cyclical highs where everybody is saying this is the time to buy. That's when you sell from a fundamental and a long-term perspective. When the dividend yield is extremely low, when the price to book is at historical highs, and when the market PE ratio has gone or testing its historical highs. When you sell, don't sell everything out. Like maybe the last 3 weeks are almost an example. Yeah, equity came from 36 to 50 in a very short period of time. If you miss that, or you start chasing it, you've missed the fundamental or the stock market. So you're in it for the long term. Increase your exposure, reduce your exposure, but don't sell off completely. What do I buy? Even if you're a speculator, I say speculate on the ones that have strong fundamentals. And how do you decide that? You've got research houses that do fundamental analysis. Other things to look for is for innovation. And Safaricom is a perfect example of that second curve. Voice was going up. Once it got to near its peak, the second curve came in, which is M-Pesa and data. Good companies are the ones with the best owner. So sometimes companies are sold from one to the other. So for example, in Kenya today, government is not the best owner. Yeah? That's an example. So, look for those in terms of what to buy. When you find a share is going into problems and the fundamentals are becoming weak, the earlier you sell, the better. So if you can detect it early and get out, the better. As much as the fundamental analysis is done, there are still unknowns in the market. So those are the seven deadly sins. And I confess that I have been a sinner. And I know I will sin again in the future, but I hope that at least I will know when I'm sinning.
Abojani, for your growth,
Okay, like I said, this is a baby that has been growing. So today the baby, known as Abojani Masterclass, is 1 year old. So thank you all again for coming. And before I forget, I want to appreciate the team behind all this. You have Christine and Irene, who organized all this.
happy birthday dear Abojani, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Abojani, may you have many, many more, 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 happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Abojani.